Hi everyone, it's Jane. I am going to talk a little bit about my storytelling activity that I'm going to be doing. So I picked string stories. So here's the string that we will use. There are different methods of telling stories with string. The idea is just that you use the string to make various shapes, sizes, engaging little things for the kids to follow along with. I would say that this activity is best for preschool, early elementary, when you need a lot of movements and activities and things to keep their attention with the storytelling alongside. So you can make little webs, you can make all different kinds of I saw someone make like a swing, I saw someone make like a teeter-totter. Like there's lots of different things that you can do with the string. Really, it's up to your imagination. Like wherever your imagination runs, this will take you. I think in terms of a literacy outcome when it comes to something like string storytelling, I think it is really emphasizing oral comprehension skills, because obviously there's no book, there's no pictures, there's no words, it's all just string and storytelling. And I think that when you combine the words, like for example in my story, one of the things is a big tall tree. You see that shape and you remember that it's a tree. Or there's a little spider and then you make a little spider. So I think that using oral communication plus easy, simple shapes really emphasizes a comprehension of an oral story. The reason I decided to do my little spider story is because I was doing some research on this activity, and a lot of the videos I was watching of examples or people teaching teachers how to do this storytelling method, a lot of the stories were like, I could have recreated some of their stories, but I came up with my own because I was just playing around with the string and thinking like, what shapes can I actually make with the string? And I came across something called a Jacob's ladder, which I feature at the end of my video. And I liked the idea of a spider learning from her mistakes and making kind of a weak web because she didn't have a good breakfast or she didn't get good sleep the night before. So she goes to bed after her web gets blown away in a windstorm, and she has to like really use patience and have a good breakfast and think really critically about how to create this more intricate web that can withstand the windstorm of the story. So I just kind of came up with the story on my own. I wanted to tell a story about perseverance and critical thinking, and I thought it would be like a good like learning moment for these metaphorical children that we're teaching to. So that's my little string story. I took some inspiration from other ones that I had seen on YouTube, but for the most part I came up with the story on my own. So now let's watch the story. One morning as the sun rose over a forest with a big tall tree, a new resident had moved into the tree, a little spider. And when this spider moved into the tree, she had to create a web. So she set off. She found the perfect branches. She started spinning her web, going from branch to branch until she had a nice little web. But later that afternoon, the wind picked up and the branches started shaking and the wind started blowing and her web fell apart. So that night, the spider went to bed, the sun set, and she went to sleep. When the sun rose the next morning, she knew that she needed a new plan. So she spent that morning working on a new web, and she took her time. She had a nice strong breakfast. She had good rest the night before. And she worked hard. She had a plan. She knew what she needed to do. So she worked and worked all morning. She took her time on this web until she was all done with this nice new web. Later that afternoon, we knew what was going to happen. The wind was going to pick up and the branches were going to shake and the wind was going to blow. But this new web is a strong web with a good plan. So she went to bed that night in her new web that she spent so much work on and did a fantastic job.